All right. Hello. Hello, everybody. Let me see. My camera's been funky a little bit. All right. How's everybody doing? Super excited to paint spring blooms with you tonight. Whoopsie daisy. That's my kind of thing. Here. Spring blooms. Yay. For those who didn't see, right? We're going to paint them and we're going to have so much fun. So I see lots and lots of people here. Let me make my screen available for me so that I can see you guys. Because since I'm live through StreamYard, it only allows me to, hold on. Okay, perfect. It shows me the Facebook user instead of your name. So whenever you put the comment on there, it says Facebook user, and I have no idea who that is unless you give them permission. And since very often like people prefer not to do that, what so I just keep another screen right there, and it allows me to see that I have Donna and Deanne and Cindy. And I see somebody's laptop died. I'm so sorry. That's just so awful when this happens. It's never a good time for that. And I have Patty. Is it Yuki? So we have some people here ready to paint. That's amazing. Super excited. Okay. So if this is your first time painting with me, let me know. Just put in the comments right there. My first time, my second time, painted with you forever. I would love to know who's here. So far, I think I'm seeing a lot of new names for me. I haven't. So let's see how things are doing. Very good. Okay, so I would like to take just a couple of minutes. So I have Tamara painting the first time, Yuki second time, Kim first time, Justin second time, Marta first time, Lita first time. Wonderful. Okay, so some of you know what you're up to here, and some of you don't have any idea. That's okay. I will try to take good care of you. So, first things first. So I was asked today, how come I only do lives in the group, and I like all this hassle. You have to join the group and you have to share your email, and like, why is she doing that? And who needs that anyway? Oh well, I'll give whatever. Patty, first time, awesome. So here's what I gotta tell you. So, number one is, even though we all use Facebook, right? We should all understand that Facebook is not forever, and things change, and Facebook changes things just, on the whim of whatever, which is why I really like to have your people's emails, because notifications and algorithms have changed tremendously, right? And when I put updates in the group, even though you're in the group, you won't see my updates unless Facebook decides that you should see my updates. So email helps me to reach you and let you know what's happening. I only send Sunday letters usually. Sometimes I will send you an email telling you about a workshop coming up or something like that. But usually it's just a Sunday letter which tells you that on this day we paint that, and this day we paint this, right? Like now, I haven't sent it yet. It's a new one. It's a new workshop. Painting chunky flowers. Ooh, good luck catching my camera, right? That and that. So I'll be teaching how to paint these things in the class, and you guys can find that on my page. You can just go to Luba Carlson Artist, and you'll find all the information about that there. But also, since Facebook, right, I can email that to you like on Sunday, so you know what's going on. Why I don't do lives like this, pre-scheduled lives on my page? Because there are nasty people there that jump on my lives, and they take my lives and they broadcast them somewhere else and use them for their own purposes. I don't think it's fair. So I try to protect my product, and so this is how I do it. And then when we are done with this video will be recorded, is being recorded, and then will be uploaded on the page and on the YouTube channel, and so forth. So I want to warn you to please not click on any links that do not come from me, because they're just like, oh, watch here, and there is a link. And sometimes I manage to catch that, but they're getting better with this, right? So right now I know that there are a few comments on my page, and I can't do anything with it right now because I am a one-person thing, and so I'm teaching a class, and I cannot just jump back and forth and deal with hackers or whatever they are, pirates, hackers, whatever they are. Okay, now that was enough of me blabbering about all of that stuff. Now you know why I'm doing things the way I'm doing things, and let's paint. Okay, so what we're gonna need for this painting is I'm gonna use some white paint. I have yellow ochre. I kind of try to use the same set of about 8-9 colors in general, so that if you have these colors, you can pretty much paint anything with me. I have cadmium red, just bright red, and I decided to try, we'll see, just to experiment with it. I think it would be fun. This is a fluorescent pink for the tulips. I don't know, why not, right? We can play with that. What else do you have? Phthalo blue green shade and black. Okay, I'm painting on a 16 by 20 canvas, so it's a pretty good size canvas. I have Naomi, welcome. Sue, Deborah, Lee, thank you, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sue, first time. Betty's first time. Welcome, you guys. So for my 16 by 20, I'm going to use a flat brush. This is probably an inch. I think it's an inch. And this is going to be my main brush today. This is what I'm going to be using today mostly. And I'm going to be using a round brush. It says it's number 6. Just a round brush. And I'm going to use a detail brush. It's also round. I think it's number 1. Yes, this is a number 1. Also round brush. And we'll be using my paper plate for mixing colors. For mixing, I really like to mix colors. Okay, so if you want to use your, oh my goodness, Dee is here. Hi, Dee. Haven't seen you online forever. What am I trying to say here? Yes. So if you would like to use your own greens, go for it. Okay. Because I know greens, like mixing your own greens, can be a little bit intimidating, but I also want to encourage you to try and see what happens and just have fun with it. Okay. So now I'm going to switch the view directly to my desk. Here we are. I'm going to turn on the light there. And oopsie, here. This should look much better. Okay, if you have any questions whatsoever, type them in the comments. I do try and look at the comments and see what's going on, okay? So we're gonna start with the background. If you already traced, if you use the tracer, right, and you have this whole outline of your flowers and the cup, right, and the line over here, just try not to use, I will show you, try not to use so much paint that you cannot see the lines anymore, okay? But you can put your background right on top of your tracer. If you don't have a tracer but want to use it, what we can do also, we can paint the background first, use a hair blower to dry, transfer your image, and then paint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it all freehand. It's pretty simple. Trust me, you can do this. Everybody can do this. So let's just start and see where this adventure takes us. Okay. So I'm going to start with putting some paint on my palette, my paper plates here. I really like to use them because then you don't have to clean much. Let me see. So this was yellow ochre. And as I said, I have cadmium red. That's probably not enough, but I can play with that later. I am going to play with this fluorescent pink. Look at that. Woo! Here, I'm going to bring it up all the way up into the camera. Check out this color. Oh my goodness, isn't it awesome? And of course, I'm going to need some of this phthalo blue green shade. Okay. Elise says, I didn't trace. Can I draw it in? Yes, absolutely. Do you. This is your art. I'm here to show you steps and how the technique, how I do it. But if you want your tulips to be yellow, make them yellow. If you want your leaves to be purple, make them purple. If you want your background to be, I don't know, orange, make it orange. Okay, this is your art. This is your painting. Do what you want. I love seeing, and then when you're done, please post it in the group. I have changed it to so that you have to get approval now to post in the group. I changed it because there were a few people taking advantage of the group and just sharing their links and stuff. But don't be scared of that. Just send it still, and I'll approve it, and it will show in the group. Okay. So here we go. Grab your flat brush, make it wet, okay, and just with water, we're gonna wake up that canvas because canvas is probably dry. Usually canvas sits on the shelf forever. Okay, so I like to put a little bit of water. You don't want puddles, just a little bit of water, because if you start to paint directly on super dry canvas, it just soaks in your paint, and then you end up having to use a lot more paint than necessary. Okay, makes sense? First time for Katie, welcome. Katie says, can I paint this on replay? Absolutely, yes. As I said, this is being recorded as we're going, and as soon as we're done, the replay of live will be available, and then also I will make it available on my YouTube channel, so you can just watch. Lots of newbies, people who are new to paint, really like to watch what's being done the first time and then paint. Everybody has like their own way to do this. And sometimes when I use a replay, you know what I do? I skip. Like I watch for a minute or something, and then I skip 5 minutes forward, and then I skip another like 5 minutes forward. And this way I have an idea of the steps. And this way I know what's going on, and then I feel more comfortable painting something that seems to be complicated. Okay, so here's the thing. If you have painter's tape, you can use it. If you don't have it, don't use it, okay? Either way. So I am not going to use it. I'm gonna just grab white on my brush, okay? 2 sides, full brush of white. And then I'm gonna grab some of this yellow ochre, and I'm gonna start painting vertical lines going up and down, refilling more on white, grabbing more white, and grabbing more of that yellow ochre, grabbing some more water because this is not spreading the way I want it to be. Apparently my canvas is not quite flat, so it's making a funny noise. Okay, so since I'm not doing the painter's tape, I kind of eyeball 1/3 over here. So this is going to be my line for the table, okay? And so I'm just going to paint the top. Texas here, woo! And Beverly's from Texas, awesome. Are you guys from Central Texas? Did you get hit with a tornado? So I just moved down to Nebraska, or upward to Nebraska. I don't know. What should I say? So I used to live in Texas, right? And now I live in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. Did I move up or down? Seriously, like ESL, English as a second, well, third language in this case. What did I do? Did I move up or down? So see, I just keep going. I'm trying not to add a whole lot of yellow ochre to this because then the background is going to be super dark. But I want to make sure that I have lines going up and down, all the way vertical lines. Yeah, not necessarily like if you would take a ruler and draw them. But nice, good stretch of color. And while I have this color on my brush, I'm going to paint the side of my canvas. Oh, sorry for hitting the camera, always happens to me. The side and the top, just to match. Yeah, so it looks like it's wrapped with that. Diane, I moved. You moved up. That's too funny. Oh boy, that storm was scary last night. Yeah. Up. Okay, everybody's telling me that we moved up. Beverly says that Hato and around got hit hard. Harry, Walmart, the bank, Chili's, so many places damaged. Oh no. Ay. Hi, Angie. Yeah, lots of people here from Texas, I see, and I have Indiana, and did I see Colorado, or was it me? Kentucky? Wow, we're all over. We're everywhere. That's wonderful. It's good to know I moved up. It's gonna find it. Okay, let's move on. The top. I don't know if you can see me. No, you probably can't, but there is no good way to paint the top of the canvas and show you what I'm doing. Just believe me, I'm painting the top with mostly white and a little bit of yellow ochre. Yellow ochre is a beautiful color. It kind of adds gold shine to things without having to put gold in there. Kind of has this awesome gold tone. You know? Just love it. Love it. Okay. All right, so this is here. Just making sure I'm all in the same place. Okay, wiping off. Like I'm taking all the paint that I had in my brush. And I just keep brushing it all up and down. All the way up and down. Okay, and now my brush has this chisel tip right here. See, it's flat. Flat, flat. Tamara says you live in my state. Yay, Nebraska, Minnesota, New Jersey. Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm getting lots of angry faces here. What happened? Why are we angry? Katie says I need to buy that color. I hear a lot about it when painting. Yes, that's a good color to have. All right, flat, and we're going to just dip it, the tip, in black, and clean it up. You don't need a lot of black. Okay, so this is what I have. Okay, and now I'm gonna put like random lines on there just to kind of resemble maybe boards or something like that. Just, pretty random, nothing specific here. Okay, rinse your brush. So for next step, you want your brush to be clean. Rinse, 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 rinse. Okay, pat it dry on your paper towel. Well, not dry, it'll still be damp. Okay, and then with this wet brush, I'm just gonna go up and down a little bit on the lines that I just painted, and it will blend in a little bit. Doesn't need to be anything super crazy. Just kind of work them in a little. Okay? This is yellow ochre. It's not yellow oxide. Yellow oxide is very similar. It will work. Okay. Thank you so much for all the hearts. I'm seeing lots of hearts coming in. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to paint the bottom, which is the table. And for that, we're going to need white and a little bit of phthalo blue green shade. So now we're going to move horizontal lines. We're going to create horizontal lines going this way across. I am not even rinsing my brush because I just rinsed it. Okay, so I loaded on white, and I'm just going to paint it white first. And I'm not going to be shy on how much white I'm using. Okay, I'm getting a little bit like tiny, tiny streaks of black. It doesn't bother me at all. Just makes it more interesting to me. Okay. Something like that. Here. Angie says I have maroon, not magenta. You know what? Magenta is like maroon, magenta. They're all kind of pinkish, right? It'll work. It'll be fine. I went to the grocery store the other day, and they're selling spring flowers there, and they have like this whole display with tulips, and they had 3 pots with dark purple tulips. It just blew my mind. Okay, so I have all white here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same messy brush And I'm going to grab a little bit of this phthalo blue. Do you see how much I have? Like really not much at all. Okay. And I'm going to just add lines here and there, just like this. See? Just like that. Okay. And if your brush is getting dry, just grab a little bit of water on it and go back and just keep moving left to right and blend, 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 blend. Okay, and if you what you're seeing is your background for the table. Now, if you want it to be like bluer, yes, more blue than this, you just add a little bit more paint on your brush, make more spots like this, grab a little bit of water, and again, work it in. Also, don't forget the sides if you're painting the sides of your canvas. Just keep going. What am I seeing here? Don't have yellow ochre, but I do have oxide. How do I get your background color? You do the same thing, Angie. You just grab some white on your brush, paint it white, and then add some of the yellow, whatever yellow you have. Just go up and down. Just move your brush up and down. And then when you're happy with the color, then you add a little bit of black to that. Okay. Okay, who's painting some other colors, not the blue? I just want to know, what are you doing, guys? Who's painting what? I made a mess. I put too much water, so I'm trying to lift it. Okay. I really like this, what I'm seeing here. I think this is how I'm going to keep it right now. So let me know how you're doing. I'm going to make sure that the line where the table and the wall meet, I want to make sure that it's painted nice. So that's why I keep going back and forth on that part. Here we go. All right. Okay. Cindy says just watching and relaxing. Yuki says blue. Rita added a little bit purple. Oh, I love purple. Nice, nice. White and turquoise, Inez, yes. I almost pulled out turquoise for this painting tonight. And then I said, no, you need to put it away because this is, like, I've been obsessed with turquoise lately. Like, it's everything I paint has turquoise in it. So I decided not to do that. All right, if you're done with your background, go ahead and rinse your brush and dry it on your paper towel. If you painted with me before, you know I am a big advocate about not leaving your brushes in the water because it ruins your brushes. So, and now I'm going to dry it. I'm going to use my heat gun. You can also use a hair blower or something. So it's going to be a little bit noisy for a little bit. I want this dry before we move on to the next step. Okay. you can use a hair dryer. It doesn't need to be a heat gun. You can use a hair dryer. I just think the heat gun is not as noisy for the camera. As when I used to I used to have a hair dryer and I would have to turn off my microphone. And I hope you guys can still hear me even though I'm talking on top. Yeah, trying to talk over the heat gun. That's kind of the thing how it goes, right? All right. Okay. Appreciate the hearts. Thank you. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how to paint this um, freehand. Okay. If um, uh, if you already had the tracer on there and you can see your lines, right? Or if you're adding the tracer now, just make sure that your all paint is dry before you put your transfer paper on there. Then, so if you already have your tracer, all you need to do right now is to paint everything gray. And I will show you what I mean. But, okay, and if you're painting with me freehand, here's what we're gonna need to do. We're gonna need a whole lot of white. And a bit of black. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in black and then I'm gonna mix it with white. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna paint this whole outline thing, the whole thing. We're gonna make it gray. And if you have your tracer, you're just gonna paint in gray because we need to block all the color that we have in the background now. Okay? So here's my gray. It's not even. I don't need it to be even because this is just the background. All right. So I have my brush. It's kind of flat. I tried to make it flat. The same. It's the same brush I've been using. Okay. So I'm gonna decide where my cup goes. My cup is gonna be right here. I'm gonna allow probably about three fingers from the edge. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3 fingers, and I'm gonna put a mark right here. Okay, this is where the bottom of the cup goes. See it? I marked it. Okay. Now from that spot, I'm gonna go up and down, and I'm gonna shape a letter U, like a capital U, up and up. Just like that. Okay? Now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, probably I want my cup a little bit bigger for what I'm painting. So I'm just gonna go back, grab some more paint, and I'm gonna spread it, open it a little bit bigger. That way and this way. Just like that. That looks good. Okay, I'm gonna bring it above the line where my wall meets the table, probably about 2 fingers, about an inch. And now I'm just going to connect this over here with the line. And I'm just going to paint this whole shape in gray. Just like that. Okay, and so now we have a bowl, right? All right. Now let's add the bottom for the cup. So that's going to be just a horizontal line. Something like that. And let's add the handle. The handle is, to me, usually the most tricky part. It's really not that hard. You just need to hold your brush straight up to the canvas, straight up, okay? And you're gonna do a one single line to the side, about 45 degrees, like this, to the side. Let's bring it up so you guys can see better. See, like that, to the side. Okay, and then you're gonna put your brush onto this line, to the edge, and go around and back to the cup. Okay? So again, you're going straight up, drawing a thin line up, and then push it down, and go like letter J. Okay? I'm just clearing the edges, like making sure that I like what I'm seeing. All right. That's a cup. Okay, I'm gonna rinse this brush, and I'm gonna switch to a round brush. I think it will be easier for you guys. Okay, so you make it look so easy. It's really not that hard, but you gotta practice these things. Like if you want to paint. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to make different shapes with paint. Paint is very forgiving, especially acrylics is very forgiving. If you made a mistake somewhere that you don't like, let it dry, paint it over. That's not a big deal, okay? All right. So you know what? I told you I was going to use number 6 round brush for this. Yeah, but this is what I used on my small one, which was, what is this? Like, I don't know, like a 9 by 11, this one. So this brush really worked well for these flowers, right? But it's too small for 16 by 20. So if you have access to more brushes, maybe you could grab a larger round brush. I'm going to, oh, I just dropped something, hold on. I'm gonna go and see real quick. I need to grab a bigger size round brush. Bigger size round brush. There, this will work, I think. So I have a number 10. I used to have like a 16, but I'm not seeing it. Oh well. We'll have to do. It'll have to do. Okay. All right. So it's slightly bigger, see? It's not much bigger. I would like it to be like triple the size. Then it'll work. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right. Lots of water on that brush. And we are going to think about the flowers. Where are we going to put the flowers? So I'm just going to follow the reference, right? I think I'm going to try and put this one a little bit lower and to the side so it's not completely on the edge. So I'll bring it over here. But I'm going to start with this one, okay? And we're just going to paint it with gray. So load your round brush with paint. Pick a spot. Okay, where do I want my flower? Here. I want my flower here, and I want it to face this way. Okay, so this is going to be my first petal, just like that. Okay, it's pretty much 3 strokes. See that? Okay, gonna grab some more paint. And now I'm gonna paint the petal that goes over here on the side, and it's a little bit like an inverted letter S. So go up and curve, and then again and curve. Just like that. Doesn't need to be perfect. Actually, they look better when they're not perfect. The one on here, now this one is a letter S. And S, see like that? See like this, S, and then bring it in, close in. And then of course we're gonna add the petals that are going up here. If we can see them, right? And up here. See, just like that. Okay? So this is not a liner brush, this is a round brush. Liners are thinner, much thinner. So now that I look at this flower, I'm thinking that I really don't like this petal, it doesn't look right. I'm gonna bring it up higher a little bit, like that. See, this is so easy to fix. Not a big deal. Let me bring this up higher for you so you can see what I did. Okay? Angie, it doesn't matter what gray. Lighter gray would work better. You just need some gray to block the color. Okay, so that's one. And now that I'm looking at it, my petal is more closed than this one. So what do I do to fix it? It's just need to go a little bit more out. Let's bring it a little bit more out and close in. There. Okay? So just take your time, inhale, exhale, and create your own. Okay, now this one in the middle is going here, and so it's a little bit more closed, so I'm gonna try and paint those petals a little bit more narrow. So there's one. I like to start the one in the middle, and then let's see. Here's the other one. And here is the other. Yes, number 3. And then, of course, the ones that I'm peeking through, 4 and 5. Going up All right. Sue says you are so patient. Well, thank you. It's yeah, I don't know. Thank you, I guess. Okay. Right. Okay, now over here we have the third one. The third one is right here above the cup, right? So we need to place it in a way so that it's a little bit over the cup. Okay? So I'm thinking if since my petal, one of the petals is going to be here, I'm just eyeballing, right? One petal goes here. That's the bottom petal that I see. Then there isn't, this would be my center. And then it will open this way, right? So this is my center. And so this is where I'm going to put it. Just there. I think it is so much fun to be able to paint, like from your imagination, let's say. Just making a guess, okay, I'm going to put this flower here and I'm going to turn it this way. And then, like, okay, what's going to happen? Right? All right. So let's make that petal right on here. Oh, I made it round, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's all good because it's all gray anyway. We can fix that. We can fix it when it's time to fix it. Okay? And just open it a little bit more. Okay. See, this one is a bit more open. Yuki's asking me if I have a video that shows how to use tracing paper instead of doing freehand. Oh my gosh, I totally do. I totally do. Let me think. I think I had one. I'm even going to say it's in the guides in this group. I just can't check right now because all my equipment is hooked up onto this. I think it's in the guides. If you go to guides, I think it's the first guide, the very top one. I think it might have it. If you want to check and tell me if I'm correct. Okay, and now we're adding more. Now, if you had a tracer, all you're doing is you're painting your cup gray, you're painting your flowers gray, and then we're gonna paint the stems and the leaves gray. So pretty much the same thing, except for you're not freehanding it, okay? I'm getting some more water because my paint is getting dry. This is an ultrafine mist sprayer, and it's fantastic for like when you paint for a little bit longer and your paint dries on you. So you can just spray some water on your palette and extend your paint life. Okay, so now we're gonna add stems wherever you want. I like to start with this bottom one because it's like the most bendy, so it still needs to end up in the cup, right? So I'm just grabbing paint on my brush and I'm gonna start going out a little bit and then bring it in. And then bring it into the middle like that. So that's a stem. And then this flower on top, the left corner, goes directly into the cup. This flower is also going directly into the cup. Avoid straight lines with this. Make them fluid and moving. Okay? All right. Now, lots of interesting things are happening here. Right now, we need to add leaves to this. Because it's all gray, it doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. You can paint right on top of this. Doesn't matter. So this tulip right here, the one in the middle, has one juicy big leaf going up. Let me pull out the reference so you can see what I'm talking about. Over here, this leaf right here. So it kind of is going up and then folds. Okay, so I'll show you how to do that. So we're gonna paint this part first, and then we're gonna add the fold. So we're gonna start a little bit away from the stem. Okay, going up. Doesn't have to be a straight line. Make it natural looking. Okay, now when the fold, where the fold is, we're just gonna put a straight line down like this. See what I did? Ooh. Okay, let's turn this way. Okay? Straight down. And then we're gonna connect from over here. Yeah, it's the same leaf. We're gonna add and going directly into this, right here. Trust me with this, okay? I know, it's... And then over here, where we just put a straight line, you kind of are gonna add a tip going down, like this. Okay, and then when we paint all of this right colors, it's gonna look like this tulip, like the leaf, is folding. And we're coloring in with gray to just block all the colors that we don't need, all the colors from the background that we don't need. Okay, here we are. That's our first leaf. Is it how to transfer your image? Yes, yes, I think you found that. So it'll show you how to transfer something different, not this image, but yeah. I did it because I had lots of questions about that. Okay, and now we're gonna add another leaf. This one over here, right? Pretty much going to start at the cup. I need some water on my brush, it's so dry. Okay, start at the cup, go all the way up to the tulip, yeah? Go over the tulip, it's fine. Find your finishing spot where your leaf is gonna stop, and then kind of bring it back. And again, paint it in. The paint will dry and you will still be able to see your flower and your leaves and everything as we start adding color. And so this is our prep. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions at this point. I've rinsed my brush, but I think I want to make my tulip over here a little bit bigger. So I'm going back to my gray. I'm just going to extend it a little. Just slightly bigger. I think it will look better on this canvas if it's a little bit larger, like that. All right. Pretty happy with that. So see all my flowers, everything's working. All right. So at this point, we need everything dry. So rinse your brushes, whatever you've been using, rinse them out, let them dry a little bit on the paper towel super gently. And if you have a hairball, we'll use it. All right, here we go. Okay, so for the rest of the painting that we're going to be working on, we're going to be jumping between the colors quite a bit. So if you have like a super messy paper plate, maybe grab another one so that you have two. It may be helpful. I'm going to spray it with water again. If you don't want to invest into something like this is $10. It's not, I don't think it's cheap, you know. You can always, grab one of these like smaller spray bottles. Those are great too for the same reason. But the bigger spray bottle, they will splatter your paint all over. You don't want to do that. All right, so let's get to it, shall we? So I'm gonna grab my flat brush first. We're gonna paint the cup white. Avoid the tulip. Okay, so you only the cup, and try and go into rounded motions with your flat brush, going from top to bottom, creating a rounded shape stroke so that it will help you create this kind of it looks like a sphere. It's a 3D kind of, it gives the perspective, I guess. Right? Not this is not perspective though. It just helps you with that. This can be a challenge. If you would like to grab a smaller brush, maybe grab a smaller brush until you feel comfortable. Just don't do like a super tiny brush, okay? Because super tiny brush is going to take you forever to paint this. And try not to add a lot of water, too much water to your brush, because you do not want to dissolve, right? Dissolve. You want to save all the pigment that you can. You don't want to. Okay. The handle going straight down. The brush goes straight down, chisel tip over, and then you follow that handle that you created, and you just follow it in. This is a new brush. I just got it at Hobby Lobby. No, Michael's. Got it at Michael's. It's called Zen. It's 1 inch Zen. It's called the Royal and Lynx Nicole, whatever it is. I like it. It has a good bounce to it. It resists very well. So the whole cup, including the bottom. So as the bottom goes, you want to move left and right and create horizontal strokes. Do not want to. Okay. Rinse, rinse. This is gonna sit. It needs to dry. The specifics of acrylic paint is that if it's not fully dry and you put too many coats, the wet coat starts picking up whatever seems to be dry underneath. And it becomes ugly very fast, and it's very hard to fix because it also like peels and makes like texture, weird texture on it. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. All right. So next step is our tulip flowers, and we're gonna grab that round brush again. Okay, and so now you kind of get to choose what color you want to paint your tulips. Are you making them red? Are you making them purple? Are you making them yellow? Like what's the colors that you want to choose? If I may, I'm gonna suggest to go with cooler tones for your tulip flowers because your background is a warm tone. So you want to think things like sky blue, magenta, lemon yellow, yeah, chartreuse, colder tones. Okay. So in my case, I do have red, but I also have this fluorescent pink that I am super excited to use. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, fluorescent pink is transparent. Okay, so I will mix it. I'm going to mix it with white to just create this yummy pink color. And I'm just going to literally just follow the outline that I made with my gray paint and paint my tulips. Just like that. There is a chance that I might want to paint them different colors also. I don't know. Okay, now look. I've painted outline over the line. Look, it's not good. Right? So I'm using the baby white. And I'm gonna go back and clean it up the best I can. So as long as you do this fast, you can even do this with a damp paper towel, just to make sure that it's not super wet. Yeah? If you got something like that, you can fix it. Okay? I just need to slow down, really. I kind of went super fast. I need to go slower. Make sure that I'm staying with my outline here for my flower. Here we go. Okay. And this is just the first coat. Paint one coat and leave it be. And move on to the next one. That is your leaf. I'm not sure. It is my leaf. Oh my gosh. Ha ha. Thank you, Karen. Wow. And I'm looking like, that looks weird. That's not supposed to be like that. But okay, maybe that's. Oh, that's too funny. Oh boy. Thank you for catching that. I got distracted and something was happening behind my back. Okay, let's do that. Thank you. Much better, right? Now that looks right. Oi. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next. And I'm not gonna overthink it. It's just the first coat of color. Doesn't matter. The funny thing is, I keep calling them tulips, where they really are not because of how I painted the heads, like how what they sit in on. They kind of something. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Okay. Here's my second one. You know what? I'm gonna add a little bit of cadmium. Is this cadmium red? Is that what I called it? I don't remember. What is it? Yes, cadmium red. Just directly into this for this last one. Ooh, yummy. Yummy, yummy colors. Okay. All right. Which one do you like better? Do you like better the pink one, the light pink, or this darker? It's also pink. It's just different pink. Which one do you like better? Hmm. Dolores likes the darker. Yuki likes the light pink. Beverly likes dark. Eleanor likes dark. Okay. Cool. Very cool. All right. So I'm not gonna get rid of this color. I'm gonna play with it a little bit more, but for now I'm gonna rinse my brush and we're gonna grab that flat brush again and we're gonna paint that cup one more time. white. I'm gonna try not pick up any pink from here. I kind of landed it super close. More white. Now, if you're happy with how your white looks, just then don't do anything. Mine is still showing quite a bit of darker gray. Super careful around that. Yeah. And so now that I'm painting this part next to this pink petal, a little bit of color from this pink petal is going to kind of reflect onto the cup. So I'm gonna grab like a touch, just see, just on the little corner. I don't know if you can even see that. This tiny, 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 tiny touch. And I'm just gonna add it here and just gonna work it in, okay? So if I'm not happy with how much, I'm gonna grab a little bit more and just work it into the cup so that it's there while we're working with it. Like it's almost hard to notice, but it's there, okay? The handle requires attention. There we go again. Through the handle. And of course we need to do the bottom. And we're gonna let this dry again. Yeah. See, the cup is shaping up nicely. Okay, we're gonna let this dry so that we can play with other colors. Okay, Angie's asking how many layers on petals. So far, one. So far, I just had one layer on petals. Okay, rinse out. Rinse, rinse, rinse. So the flat brush is gonna rest for a little bit. And we now are going to create our green. And our green is going to be the mix of yellow ochre that we have right here. Okay, I'm just gonna spray some water right on my plate again because this is getting super dry. So just it's workable, okay? And I really like to use palette knives usually for mixing paint, but I kind of not doing it right now. See, like all the paint gets stuck in my brush. That's the reason why I prefer that, but oh well. Okay, phthalo blue-green shade on the tip. Mix in. Excuse me. And let's see. How do we feel about this color? It's kind of muddy. I don't like it very much. I think I'm gonna need to add a little bit more of phthalo blue. Yes, now we're talking. I like this color. Okay, and so this is going to be our base color. We're just going to paint the leaves. Going, 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 going. Okay, and I kind of like to outline a little bit the flower so it's easier to paint the rest of the leaf. And I rest my hand on my pinky on my canvas. The canvas is dry, and it kind of allows me to have better control of my brush. So we're pretty much painting this whole leaf green. Okay, I think I did that a little bit too low, just a tiny bit too low. I'm gonna fix that. There. Okay. I have come to the conclusion that I have crappy brushes. Oh no! Sorry, that's not funny. But I will tell you that it does make sense to invest into maybe not the like super awesome brushes, but into something decent. So this round brush I've had for now 3 years, and I'm using it with acrylics. I do wash them nice. They do. So, okay, here's this, sorry, here is this leaf with the fold. So you're gonna paint this green color up to the fold up here, and then you're gonna stop. Okay? And yeah, I just noticed that some brushes stay nice and then others do not. So I got the set, which came with these round ones, right? And I had, what was in that set? It had flats, flats, filberts, and rounds. And flats are all dead. They're just awful. They couldn't do it. Filberts are like 50-50. Yeah, and rounds I'm still using. So go figure. Same, same person, same paints, same work. Brushes can be hard to choose. Okay, so this is my cat meowing. Don't believe him. He wants everybody to know that he's been mistreated and hasn't been fed in the last half an hour. Don't trust him, he's lying. Okay, I'm adding a little bit more of yellow ochre on my palette. Just a little. Okay. All right, so here's what's happening. So for this rest of the tip, we're gonna grab some more of this phthalo blue and mix it in with some more of this green that we already have. We're looking at, we want to create another deeper shade, something like this. Okay, and that deeper shade goes onto the fold. Okay. And then I'm going to use this same deeper shade and kind of randomly paint in the middle of this first leaf, just adding a little bit of different color, like different shade for green. Because, if you look at a leaf, any leaf, you will see that they have more shades in them than it's not just one flat green color, right? And then I'm going to use the same messy brush, a little bit of water on it, and grab some of this yellow ochre, okay, directly on my brush. And I'm going to add some of this to this leaf, and I'm going to work it in so that it's not yellow anymore, okay? But it will give me a variation of color, something interesting to look at. And maybe a little bit here on this fold, so it's not completely different color, just somewhat, yeah? And I'm gonna put some on one side, on the right hand side of this leaf, closer to the outside. So see, like I'm doing it so you can see the yellow. Let me bring this up. I think we have glare and it's hard to see. There, okay? Like this. And then I'm using the same brush and I'm just kind of blending it in together. If you feel like it's not blending at all, you need to put a little bit of water on your brush. Okay, so that's our leaves. And I'm just gonna go back and blend things together so that they all look like it's one same plant, kind of. Fix the mess I made. Make some more mess. Okay. Rinse your brush. Hey, and my doggo decided it was a good place to chew on his bone right now and make the. Oh no, we now have a crappy brush club. I'm sorry. All right, so here we go. Okay, now yellow ochre, okay, and we have some of this green, the first green that we use. So mostly it's going to be some of that and then yellow ochre. I want to lighten it up a little. See the difference in tone? Yeah, big difference. Okay, so now this we're going to use for our stem. So here's our stem, goes from here and just follow it down. Okay. This stem over here, follow it down. And then this one goes from the flower directly, just follow that curve, right? But stop at the leaf, do not go on the leaf, right? Skip the leaf. And then go behind the leaf. And this way we have this kind of things that are in front of each other, right? All right. We're gonna need a little bit more of this color. Okay. So we're gonna create the flower head. So I'm gonna move up from the stem up, and then this is holding my flower. And then again, and up. Yeah. And then add a couple more. And I'm gonna do the same, going from the stem and around the flower and stop. And again around the flower and stop. And then add a couple more of these. And then over here from the stem around and up. Okay, things like that. Inez says, my cat is looking for your cat. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's too funny. All right, so I'm just fixing a couple of spots. Okay, see, over here I went over and it lifted paint because the paint was wet. So we're gonna give it a minute to dry. And while it's drying, we're gonna start adding details to our flowers because they don't have much on them, right? So we're gonna grab, if you have a liner brush or smaller. No, my cat is crying. Oh no, Tamara. See, Cody, see what you started. Ay, ay, ay. You walked away. Okay, so smaller, much smaller round brush, okay? All right. Going back, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I have white. Let me grab some more of this fluorescent pink, sorry. Right, and then a little bit more of this cadmium red right here. And I'm just gonna play with both and see what's happening, right? Play with color, see what we can do with this. This is gonna be interesting. Okay. Put some water on there, clean it up so the brush isn't messy. Okay, let's pick up some color. Okay, so I like to start on the petal that's kind of outside, the first outside, and so I just outline it and follow the whole spot. Just like this. Let me check if you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, you should be able to. See, bring it up. So that's kind of how we're gonna do this. And then the second petal starts here and goes all the way here. Okay, the middle petal. Yeah. And then this puppy here. And this one here. Okay, now I'm gonna do this other one the same way. Starting at the top, going down to where it meets the green. And then from here, where they meet. Oh, it kind of went wherever it wanted to go. Okay, let's bring this down. Okay, here we go. And then this, I think, this is the same color that I painted this flower on the bottom. So I'm gonna make it lighter. I'm gonna add some more white to it. And let's see what happens, yeah? Give it a white out, like a light outline. It's not white, it's super light pink. Goes here. Okay. And here. Okay. Wow, my flowers are too dark. It's not a problem. Just use a lighter color to outline. No, 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 don't redo. See, like I did over here for the darker one, the darker flower, just use lighter colors to outline and play with your darker color. It's gonna be gorgeous. Okay, so then I'm adding, let me see, that's the kind of the same color that I have. A whole lot more of white, lighter colors. You know what? I'm gonna change my brush. I'm gonna go down to the liner, the size 1. Rinse your brushes. Am I late? No, I still have half an hour with you guys. Don't leave me. Okay, listen, it looks good because camera does that for you. I know it does. You always like your worst critic, right? Okay, so almost white. And just outlining, okay? Allow yourself to enjoy to see what's going to happen. Yeah, like, okay, what's going to happen if I do this? What's going to happen if I do that? So see, I'm adding super light pinks, super light pink lines on the inside like this, see? Like wavy. I'm going to put the paint down and bring this up higher for you to see. Like that. We are individual, so I don't feel that all of our paintings will be the same. And they shouldn't be. We all have different handwriting. We all have different perception of color. We all have different skill, different preferences. It shouldn't be the same. It would feel wrong if they were all the same. You know? This is art. My goal here, I don't know, I did kind of say that we're here to have fun, right? But my goal here for you guys to try something different and not give up, but try again and see that you can create things that are different. like we all go to school and we all learn to write, yes, but we not necessarily all write the same things. And we not necessarily all use the same cursive. It's supposed to be different. So you see, I'm just adding a lighter outline to my petals. Just the outline. Okay. And we'll need to do something else to the leaves. We're just waiting for them to dry. So really, I feel you if you want to be done. I understand. But we're not there yet. Okay. Get in there. There. Okay. I'll clean out my liner brush. Okay, so remember where we had this green? We had this green that we used for the stems. Here, this is where my paint peeled a little bit, so I'll fix that. So this kind of lighter green, I'm gonna grab some white and just mix with that. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for very light green. It's just like white green. I know it's a weird, like it's like a gray, but it's a green. You know, like a gray, but a green. Okay. And so we're gonna add highlights to the crown that's holding our plants, our flowers right there. And then a line on top. Okay, and break it over here where the stems meet. Okay, okay, another one. Oh. Okay, the stems meet, break it here. And then this stem gets the lighter line on the outside here. And then it hides behind the leaf, right? And then it goes all the way across to here. And then we can add to the crown. I don't know, is that even a term? Like every time I do flowers, I'm like, okay, I need to look it up. I need to do some zoology, something to figure out what these parts are called. And I never remember to do that. Okay. Add some highlights to your leaves. And stop where it breaks or folds. Don't go this way. Karen says, I agree. I'm still working on the springtime gnome. It's a work in progress. I have also been painting birthday cards for my siblings. Nothing perfect, but fun. Oy. Perfection is overrated. Perfection is, and I know this sounds cheesy, perfection is the enemy of good. We are not here to be perfect. And I believe that with all my heart. Okay. We're gonna grab the flat brush. I messed up all of my phthalo blue. We're gonna add shading to the cup. A little bit of phthalo blue. And we're going to add some white. Okay, white on the brush. And even if like I have a little bit of pink shade over here, it's fine because we have some pinks here going on, yeah? A little bit of blue, phthalo blue on the brush. Okay, and add some blue tones to the outer side of your cup. Make sure to keep moving in rounded, kind of keep it rounded, yeah, on the outer, like this. And then some gets picked up, some of this blue color. This is the blue color that we picked up from off the table. A little bit on the handle, here and there. Probably a whole lot on the bottom. Okay. Now, if you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh boy, too much blue, no big deal. Wipe your brush on a paper towel. Don't grab any more water. Paper towel. Get some blue, white, and just go right on top of that with white. And it will tone it down quite a bit. Okay. And now the final touch, we grab our liner brush and we go directly into the phthalo blue. Add some water. If yours is as thick as mine, mine is super thick. So I'm adding water so that it becomes melted ice cream consistency. Just like that. Okay. Right here. And we're gonna do broken lines just on one side, a little bit on the top, going down on the bottom and around, a little bit here. Not forget the bottom, right? That's the bottom. And of course the handle. Tamara says I'll have to watch replay after to catch up. Of course. Replay will be available. All right. So I think this is the painting. Right? So either your brush or I really like using fine tip Sharpie. Sign your painting. Done. All right. Let me know how you did. Hi. Let me know how it went. I'm going to turn off the slide because it's right in my face. Ugh. And of course, now you see all the shades and everything. Painting. So yeah, that's what we did. Right? Awesome. I can't wait to see your flowers. I can't wait to see what you did with colors. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, I'm not doing well with colors. Don't forget to look up the workshop. This is going to be so much fun. They have glitter. Can you see? Has glitter on it. And these are so much fun to paint, and they're also so much fun. Like, they look good that you can paint them and then you can gift them. And you can paint them in any color. So I will be teaching how to choose colors, how to add, like, to create the composition so that your flowers look good, and how to paint and all of that stuff. So look it up. If I'm not seeing, I don't think I'm seeing any questions. You are super, super very welcome. Justin says this was awesome, so beautiful. Thank you, Luba. Eleanor, thank you so much. Y'all, you are so, so welcome. So much fun. You're a wonderful teacher. I appreciate you all. Can I ask you something? I just thought about it. If you feel like you want to, if you could go to my page, there is a review button. If you could leave me a review, if you had fun and all of that, I would really, really appreciate that, because I have no reviews on my page and I don't know what to do to get those reviews. Anyway, had fun, Tamara. I can't wait to see your work. Yuki, Leah, everybody, guys, make sure to put in the group. I want to see. I can't wait to see. All right. Love you all. Have a great evening. The rest of your evening. Have a good night. And I will see you next time we're painting live. Okay. Bye-bye.